Western Province head
This
coach
meeting
John
is being
Dawson
recorded.
and captain Hans van Rijn. So if we can start on the team, I think there's 5 debutants in the 23. So obviously it's a big occasion for those guys. Obviously any game at LOFTUS is a big one.
Yeah, I think we haven't got as many debutants as the Bulls, but yeah, it's. I think people get in this time of sort of competitions morphing into each other. We can get a bit blasé about things, but I'm sure there are 4 or 5 guys there. We always dreamt about playing for Western Province, so pleased to give them a debut, and it's nice. I know we're completely aware of the situation we're in terms of the opposition. It's a completely different team where we played a couple of weeks ago, but that's got its own challenges for us. And it's completely different, something we're not used to. Yeah, but we're looking forward to going to LOFTUS. We know that should we win by chance, it's not going not by chance. Should we win, it's not going to change their record. We know it's a different Bulls team, but I say it's got its own challenges, which we're looking forward to.
And then obviously it gives us not a chance, but there are a lot of guys that now get an opportunity to prove themselves. So that's exciting as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited about some of the guys. You know, some of the stories like Neil Otto's guy, probably the outstanding fetcher in Varsity Cup, getting an opportunity. Some of the guys have been in our junior ranks for a while, getting a chance. So that's exciting.
And obviously, not your first time captaining a team, but your first time captaining Western Province senior team for the Currie Cup. Big moment for you?
Yeah, I think yeah, it's a massive honour. I think it's something I've been dreaming of from young. Going to Newlands and watching the guys run out. And I must say, agree with Toba, the Province jersey is a very special one, I think, for me and for most of the guys in the team. So finally getting there and being able to run out in front is going to be really something special, something I've been working for.
We're talking about the youngsters in the team and the guys getting their first opportunity. That's great. But we've also got a couple of kind of seasoned players, some really exciting players, especially if you look in the back line and in the loose trio. So it's going to be exciting to see what those guys can bring us up.
Yeah, I think we have quite a good mix of players. I think there's, like you said, very exciting backs. I think some guys in the back line have been unlucky with opportunities or injuries that they haven't gone higher. But I think if you look at the back three, like with Sinakla, with his pace, and then a guy like Siflet has been working very hard. He's getting his chance, and also in the forwards. I think Ali's been around for 4 years, brings a lot of experience. So yeah, I think it's a really good mix, and hopefully, yeah, we can play some exciting rugby.
Cool. All right. Other questions from you, Alex, for these guys?
Yes, can I go?
Yes, go for it.
Dobbo, looking at how things are going with many SA teams losing players to Springbok training squad and the Bulls fielding a so-called B-side, do you feel this is an opportunity for you to test out the depth in the squad?
Yeah. So as I said at the start, I know the Bulls challenge are going to Teresa. You know, if we look at what we had at the start of the Rainbow Cup, you know, I don't think one of the, you know, like the whole front row's gone. The JD Saman, Marvin are out, Peter Steff, Nama, Willie Elmbrecht's gone back. So it's a great opportunity for us because you know, sometimes in that Rainbow Cup being quite a short series, we didn't really, and you know, we were under pressure with 2 home defeats to start. We first didn't give the guys, you know, enough guys opportunities we would like to. So this is it's been forced on us. I mean, we want to always put out the best team we can in the Western Province jerseys. So we are, but there's just been more opportunities created by all the absences that you suggest.
And then lastly, for Ernst the mate, well done. How's the vibe in camp at the moment? All the guys in the environment going to Saturday's game against the Bulls?
Oh, I think it's a very positive and energizing environment. I think over the last few years, credit to Dobbo, but also the players, we've brought into something about really getting tight as a group, but enjoying each other's company. And even though there's quite like 10 or 11 guys at the box, I'm not sure how many, if they're gone, we still stay with what we've built. So as youngsters come in, new players coming in, I think we try and learn that to them also. So yeah, for me, and I think all of the team will agree, it's been a great environment and nothing has really changed. Yeah, we're still working hard and enjoying ourselves.
Mike, can I take one more, please?
Go for it.
All right. This is for Dobbo again. On the bench in the 23, we see an out. We don't see an out replacement hooker. will Jason Alexander slot in there to cover for JJ?
No, tomorrow's game, Size Sunday will cover hooker. He's been training there for a while now, so we're pretty happy with him. We may revisit that next Friday to give Jason next week to give Jason an opportunity. I'm not sure, but Size will cover hooker this week. He'll be pretty well trained there, and it's been a project we've been working on for a while.
Hi, Dobbo and Eric. Congratulations on your captaincy. Dobbo, I just wanted to know about Sisley, a new guy coming in. Can you just tell us a bit more about him and also Neil Otto, I think, on the flank? And then...
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah.
The Sisley does really deserve a chance. I think one of the cruel, I've said this countless times about what happened with COVID was the lack of any other rugby, super sport challenges, a very short under-21 competition. So poor Sisley has been training. His training minutes to game time must be staggering. He's been training here with us since March last year, and he's played one game, which was unlocked or Curry Cup because away. So he's an SA under 20 winger. He's strong, he's physical, he deserves an opportunity. So I actually thrilled for him. Edwill and Zas weren't available, in which case Edwill in the form he probably would have played. So there's an opportunity created for Sisley. But he's I think you're going to be pretty impressed with him. He's a youngster with a good future. We're really blessed in the wing stocks down here at the moment. And then Neil Otto, to my mind, was the outstanding fetcher in Varsity Cup rugby. I think the way it used to, they finished top of the log by some daylight, and he got. I think there's one game he got 6 or 7 turnovers by himself. So he's a really good fetcher. And what I like about him is he's very similar playing style to Nama. Nama will be back in a couple of weeks, so we don't have to change our loose forward balance. They're sort of like for like. But it's important that we rewarded some guys for their form. That's why a guy like Jason Alexander's come close to the team. That's why Neil Otto's in the team for their form in the Varsity Cup. So we haven't got our club rugby's here on a hiatus at the moment, so we've had to look to the universities.
And then you've got an exciting guy like Chiba Damani on the bench. Are you looking at him solely as a loose forward replacement, or we have seen him playing centre in the past? So is that an option?
No, not this week, because he hasn't been with us long enough. He's got to learn flag. But we just want to get him here and integrate him, because I think he's part of our plans for the future. He's a real X factor. So I know he can. There may be one, on jokes aside, there may be an argument later down in a couple of months where, assuming he's here, where you can go 6-2 split and know that he can cover wing or something like that because of his speed. But right now he's a flanker on tomorrow.
Thanks.
Double call, Fabian, how are you doing? With respect to Evan Roos that you got, I don't want to say the bargain, but also on the same or the similar method that you've got Atiba, is that an option you will be looking at more favorably in the future?
Not alone to them signing.
It's got a pretty fluid situation at the moment. It's worked for us. I think that Evan Roos was one of our better pieces of business. But obviously didn't know it was going to turn out quite as well as it has turned out. No, like I said, sometimes you'd like, if there's a guy you want, and this is the only mechanism to get him in, and we use it. But no, it's not a sort of tool. That's only out of need. If we could get the guy keen on a full, it's a guy we want for the future. It's more, we're trying to, I think what people may miss with this team, if you go back to what the so-called Stormers team looked like in 2019, I could read you a galactica of names not going to be here in 2021, 22. So whether that's Bongi, whether that's Peter Steff, Eben Etzeler, Damien Delenda, Dylan Lates. I could give you a whole John-Luc Duplessis, Cobus Fils. I could give you a whole list. So we're trying to sort of do a silent rebuild of this team, which I think it's, you don't want to be one of those teams that rebuilds when you fall off a cliff. So the last 3 competitions, we finished second to the Bulls. Well done to the Bulls. But we are sort of rebuilding the squad for the future, and that's what this is about. And if the tool is a loan and a conversion or straight in on contract, it's whatever we can do to get the players we really, really want. And I think we are moving in the right direction. I think we've done I think Marvin Ori was also nice. Warwick was nice. So I'm pretty excited about the way the squad's turning out.
Just a follow-up question on that, Dobbo. With you guys going to compete now in the new Pro 16 tournament, the caps on the Pro 16 clubs is 3 times more than yours. Do you expect that South African rugby will allow you to meet those clubs in caps in the competition, or do you still expect him to enforce the, I don't want to say laughable caps that's been enforced on you guys at this stage?
Yeah, look, I mean, that's, part of the pun. I mean, it's way out of my pay league, but I would say, I think for the South African rugby economy has to be viewed as its own, and I suspect we probably stay around that area. I know, for example, we don't spend to cap at the moment. I think what they might review, Carl, and I'm sorry, this is really it's a rugby's thing, but whether 45 players is enough for the demands of our squad at the moment, the number of players, and if that then gets adjusted up, maybe the cap's got to be tweaked a bit, but we're certainly not going to get into the realms of 3 times. And in some areas, we are, if you look at the guys returning, we are competing with some overseas salaries. It's just the size of the squad will probably be a challenge, probably be more of the challenge for us going forward, because I don't see where, especially, if you've got high Springbok numbers like us and the Sharks, and that's one of the reasons why the Bulls, you've got to have respect for what their model work, because we're going to compete a lot at the start of this first Pro United Rugby Championship without our Springboks, I presume. So, so having a high number of box, A, expensive, and secondly, availability is an issue. So it's all going to go into the mix.
Double, just on that point, the fact that you only limit to a certain amount of players, and we know the Western Cape is a breeding ground for loads of talent. So we've already seen a few guys signing up north at other provinces or unions, and that is also going to be a challenge to be able to get those guys or to get the best talent, choose wisely, in other words.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of us having access to players in this region, I think we're really, really privileged. 4 universities in the Varsity Shield and Cup, a really great club system, amazing school system. So I think we'd be more relaxed if we were to sort of fish in our local pond. 45 cap, let's say every union is limited to 45. It's been extended temporarily to 50 till the end of October. And they can't, and you've got demands beyond that. And I think we're really well positioned because of the players we have here. We can't keep every player in this province. That's just because we are such a good factory, and being limited to 45 or, as I say, 50 till October, we are going to have players that we are going to lose just because we are capped at that, are keeping all those in our system. In terms of our player count, we're not in salary cap, but in terms of player head count, we're a full squad. But I say what gives me comfort is if the demands get beyond that and the number of player cap doesn't increase, we've got a brilliant pond to fish in our local club and university and schools rugby.
Any questions about the Currie Cup game tomorrow, guys?
Sorry, Nani.
Yeah, sorry, Double. Yeah, Michael, just on your request, the Bulls, they obviously we look at that team sheet. The only guy I probably know is the returning prop, Matanzima. Yeah, and the other guys are all unknown factors to me. Obviously, they're a lot of talented players, but Double, just how difficult is it to prepare for something that or unknown factor like that?
It's a tricky one, because I mean we've got a lot. They've got literally nothing to lose in this game, and makes them dangerous. Ernst was talking to the team this morning about it. And if we put ourselves in their shoes, you're going to go out there and play, so it's the pressure's all on us, and we're acutely aware of that. And we can't prep for them forensically in that. You're right, we don't know the players or that. But what we learned, an amazing lesson at Loftus 2 weeks ago, which was, I just sharing an example we discussed this morning, that last scrum, which we lost, we got penalised. If we'd won that scrum, we probably would have won the game. We actually went for try and get a penalty, but we didn't think what the Bulls would try and do. They had nothing to lose at the last scrum, and they just chased and got through us, because there's nothing to lose. They'd lost the game at that stage in their minds, and that's the same danger we must be aware of tomorrow. That these guys they've got nothing to lose, and they're going to be dangerous. So we're going to have to be really masterful at how we control this game, because we do have more Currie Cup, more experience in this team. We have got a theoretically better team on paper in terms of the names that you suggest. So it's a bit of pressure on us in a different way than we perhaps 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Double, just in terms of the Currie Cup, can we say that we've seen the last, looking at the URC happening, possible qualification for Heineken Cup, Challenge Cup, Was last year or at the beginning of the year the last where we've really seen strength versus strength in the Currie Cup? And where do you see the competition going, looking at our move to Europe?
Well, I think what gives me hope, I mean, you know, the formats change 6 or 7, whether it's pool groups or strength versus strength or double round, and that's. But I think what gives me some hope. The Springboks haven't played Currie Cup. They played on playoff in 2015, 2016, that sort of era. But it gives me hope that they haven't Currie Cup hasn't overlapped with Pro 16. I know we've got to wear some Wednesday games, so I'm hoping that's a recognition of the fact that this is an important tournament, and that okay, sure you'll be without your internationals, but we can still going to play a good tournament, a meaningful tournament. So yeah, I hope it's not the end of it in its format, because I think as soon as it becomes the second tier competition domestically, I'm not talking about internationals, domestically, then that's probably will be its death knell, and it seems that they're making an effort to avoid that.
Any other questions?
Yeah, just a question for Aaron. Playing number 4 lock, you obviously you also play loose forward. Just the transition between the two positions, and how comfortable are you playing there, and how do you think the challenge in the lineups will go?
Yeah, no, I think this year's been debated a lot, but I think the 4 lock, I'm very comfortable with the position. I think it suits my overall game also. I think we at this stage playing 7 flanker, sort of good line-out option, hard worker. We can also get hopefully some momentum or stop some momentum. So moving to 4, that actually suits my game perfectly also. And I enjoy the lineouts. I enjoy trying to help. I'm not worried about the lineouts. Obviously, Mayhazen, I think he's grown a lot over the last year or two. He's taken charge of the lineouts now, obviously with JD and Murat and Marvin at the box. So David's taken ownership there, and hopefully, or I'm at 4 supporting him. And then obviously you have your undertoy at 7, good jumper, Evan Ruiz can jump. So I think our lineouts will be fine. And yeah, for me, I just hope I can play a hard-working and good game, despite what position it might be.
Thank you.
Aronson, just how big
Happy
is that
guys?
task for?
Leeton, you got a question?
Yes, Erens, just how big is that task for you as captain to start out at Loftus against the Bulls in your first game as the Currie Cup captain?
Yeah, I think it's quite a nice challenge. It's obviously a very traditional and north-south rivalry, even though it's not maybe the proper Bulls team, but it's still going to be a great challenge, and it's a big part of history. So for me, I'm not looking too much into the whole occasion, but hoping to stand up to the challenge and make the union proud.
Mark, do we have time for one more?
One more, yes, we do, and then these guys are going to catch a plane.
Thanks. Dobby, just quickly on Diamani again. I know he hasn't been with you long, but obviously someone you have been keeping an eye on. Just perhaps if you could touch on the characteristics, and obviously he's got quite an incredible story. Just what what qualities of a person and player appeal to you?
Thanks, Craig. I'm pleased you mentioned his story, because that was a significant factor. You know, a guy growing up in Joe Slovo and going to Easterplaat for a while. He's from here, he's part of us. If you know his circumstances, it's really good that a guy wanted to come back to Cape Town, we could make it happen. So from the story, from the romance point of view, it really works for us. But I think the first criteria was the rugby. And, we needed, with Choki gone, Yako Kutsia gone, we really wanted somebody with X factor. And we are, as I think you would have seen over the last, since Preparation Cup, trying to play a faster game. You don't get many faster forwards in world rugby than Achiba. At 23, we think he's still got a massive future ahead of him. For whatever reason, he hasn't played much at the Lions lately. But I think, people in the Western Cape, the Dino, this region, they like guys who can break a game open, and he can certainly do that. So we wanted X factor, and we wanted somebody. We want to try and get guys with who also a bit of versatility. because we're going to definitely going to be sorely tested, and he can play 6, 7, and 8. So we're actually thrilled that he's here. It's something we've been, as you suggest, been keen on for a while.
All right, great guys. Thanks so much.